Welcome. I'm Elaine Starling, the Abundance Ambassador and the host of the Abundance Journey podcast and video show. The Abundance Journey podcast brings you insightful tips about how you can enjoy abundance now from people who've been there and done that. I love connecting with like-minded people. These are people who are very receptive to new ideas that foster abundance, and they have a track record of experiencing abundance in all different ways. Frankly, that's why I'm really excited to introduce you to one of my personal mentors, Isabelle Mercier. Let me tell you a little bit about Isabelle and why I absolutely love working with her. Isabelle is the co-founder and CEO of LeapZone Strategies, and she's one of the most inspirational branding, marketing, and customer experience keynote speakers. She's a no-nonsense dynamo. You're absolutely going to love her energy and her whole approach to things. She was born to catapult passionate entrepreneurs and thought leaders to build businesses and brands that are designed to make life better. As one of North America's top business influencers, a best-selling author, two-time TEDx speaker with over 3 million views. I mean, this lady's a powerhouse, let me tell you. And then she's a slouch because she also has a TV show, in her spare time. Isabelle brings over 30 years of branding, marketing, and customer experience expertise. She has literally helped thousands of business owners, thought leaders, and some very influential and iconic brands like A&W, Robeez Footwear, Earls Restaurants, IMAX Corporation, and HSBC Investments, just to name a few. Isabelle teaches how to grow businesses and brands that are designed to make life better and thrive in any economy by becoming and remaining the first, the best, or the only. Welcome, Isabelle. I'm so happy you could join us today.
Elaine, I'm honored to be here with you today.
This is going to be so fun. And, I always like to start the conversation by understanding how you personally define abundance. What does abundance mean to you?
It's a really good question. And my partner and I, Margarita and I, we focus and talk about and elevate ourselves to have more abundance and to create abundance for others as well in their lives, right? For me, abundance is, I have a tattoo, I have many, many tattoos. One of them here is, it says happiness, but I replace that word for abundance all the time. Abundance is when what I think, what I say, and what I do are in harmony. So when those things are in harmony, abundance has no choice but to actually join you. And much like success is in the eye of the beholder. Same thing like abundance, right? Abundance is in the eye of the beholder. And we all have different definition of abundance. And for me, abundance is units of happiness.
I love that.
Yeah, it's units of happiness because nothing is the same. Everything changes in life. And if we collect moment of abundance, moment of units of happiness, and we, of course, this is in all Isabelle good language, get my head out of my ass. It helps in creating abundance and mainly what I want the abundance to be for me, right?
I love that. I love that you're just so authentically real in you, because that's a big part of your charm. And that's a big part of what we love about you. And you also give us permission to be ourselves too. Yes. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Obviously, life is made up of a series of challenges, and you're not excluded from that. What's a challenge that you've had in the past about abundance? Could you describe a challenge or a problem that you had to deal with?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, there's been a million, right? In my life, there's been many problems with abundance. Mainly the problem, I'm going to talk about my mindset, which of course brought on a bunch of things that were not in alignment with my mindset. So, first of all, as a brand builder, as a positioning expert, I help people, and I'm sure we're going to mention that a little bit later, but I help people be crystal clear about what they want and about what they don't want, but mainly about what they want. And so that they're able to really communicate so that they can resonate. And so when I say head out of ass earlier, is I spend, like most human beings, I spend a lot of time focusing on what I don't want. Right? It's like, oh, well, here's what I don't want. And sometimes I start talking about what I want, but then it's very easy to get to what I don't want. Here's what I don't want. I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. So when we actually moved here from the city with I had a 700 square foot condo that moved to this 6 acres, 6,000 square foot retreat center. Let me tell you, there was a lot of challenges there. Financial challenges, finding the right property for what we wanted. I mean, there was now some listener might say champagne problems. Well, tell you what, it wasn't a champagne problem to me. I wanted to create a new experience for my clients, and it wasn't. I wasn't finding what I wanted. Until I got really, really crystal clear and got my head to think about what I wanted versus what I did not want. So Margarita and I wrote an entire vision very clearly, down to the amount of bedrooms, the amount of space, the type of energy. And we were so clear about it that it's precisely what we've attracted. But we invested 100% of our time and energy and head towards what we wanted versus what we did not want. And
Wonderful.
And you know what? The universe gave me really big challenges in the past for me to be aware. Like, it had to say, hey, a 2x4 to the face almost. Like, realize I didn't do subtle before. Right. And now that I'm more aware, I meditate an hour a day. There's things that I'm doing consistently that are opening up my mind, my mindset, and everything around it, so that I focus on what it is that I want passionately, but unattached. And for me, the challenge of focusing on what I want and being passionate about it, but not tied, not attached to it. That's a big challenge that I see for me in a variety of different, it forms itself in many different ways in my life.
Absolutely. And, it's one of the things that we work on with people in the abundance journey is to understand how you engage with the divine, embody the divine, express the divine, and then experience the divine. And it's so easy to get into that, but I'm doing it. Where is it? And it's so easy to forget that we're not in charge. The divine has a vision for us. It's much bigger than anything we could ever imagine. We have to show in the divine where we're going. This is the idea, this or something better, and leave ourselves open to being guided to the something better. And you certainly managed to do that with your retreat center. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. As soon as we were clear, everything kind of fell into place. We were clear about what we wanted, but we didn't, it's not like we had a perfect idea in our minds. We didn't know where it was. I didn't even know Nanus Bay existed. It's not like I said, I wasn't too precise to make it be in my way,
Right. Yeah. And that's the other secret, is to be a little more open. And a lot of it is how you want to feel in the space.
Correct.
How you want to feel with that relationship, how you want to feel with those clients. It really makes a big difference. So I want to move on just a little bit, because as you said, you love helping your clients experience more abundance. Yeah. So what kinds of things do you do with your clients to get them into that space?
Oh my God, so many things. We have a very clear process at LeapZone first, we look under the hood of what exists and what their previous thoughts and their previous goals and visions have amalgamated to be, right? And then, of course, we have processes to look under the hood to really help our clients get clarity. We promise 3 things at LeapZone: clarity, pivotal shifts, and momentum. So one thing that we do in our coaching is, as we as we get clear on what they want, then we look at who they need to become in order to reach what they want. And of course, we do it on a business, on a strategy, and on a branding and marketing level, because you and I both know, Elaine, that you can be clear, but positioning that clarity is as important as the clarity. Because if you're the only one understanding and being clear, literally your clients won't be able to find you, resonate with you, or actually decide to hire you. So we help people become the first, the best, or the only. And it starts by being clear about where they're going, why, and then really looking at how do we need, that's the outcome. Then we look at what needs to be overcome in order to get to this outcome. Sometimes the overcome is mindset. Sometimes the overcome is positioning. Sometimes the overcome is branding or marketing. And most of the time it's all of the above in different levels, right?
Yeah, I really loved how you were coaching us to understand that branding is about how you make people feel. And your coaching, your program really helped me get clear that what I want people to feel is that, yeah, baby energy, that feeling of possibility, of opportunity, of curiosity, of enthusiasm. Like you just have this buffet of presents and you can open them in whatever order you want and it's all good and you're going to have a great time. So don't worry about it. Just have fun. And I just really love that you gave me that level of clarity that, yeah, baby, lean in energy was the key to everything for me. So thank you.
Yes.
So I have to ask you another question, of course, because the next step is those baby steps. So I start working with you. What are the baby steps that I look at that I know that I'm making progress and I'm going in the right direction?
Yeah, it depends. Of course, it depends on what the level that we're working on together. You've experienced our Build to Rock program. And so, first we need to get clear. Then we need to establish what is pivotal versus trivial.
Yeah.
Right. So we look at what's pivotal, what actually matters versus what is so vital versus trivial.
Yeah.
And then from there, we look at what are the next few steps. We work in trimesters or in quarters, and then we establish what the main objectives are for each of those legs of the journey. And then we figure out what is most important, because it's not the point isn't to win the race of busyness. The point is to win the race of working on what matters, both for you, but also for the impact that you want to create in the world. And so positioning is usually key number one, because as I said earlier, most people, I was going to say, you can be the best kept secret closet, right? Most people are amazing at what they do. They're great pie bakers, website designers, whatever you do and the service that you deliver, I bet you're freaking amazing at it. That's one part of it. If people don't know who you are, they don't resonate with what you communicate. Elaine, when I was a kid, my mom had me position. I was going to say pitch, but I prefer the word position. She had me position everything that I wanted and what I didn't want. And it couldn't just be, Mom, can I do this? She was like, you know what? Give me the good, the bad, and the ugly of this. Give me what you want, why you want that. How will this affect the rest of the things that you may or may not, because you need to get rid of some things in order to add some things.
Right.
And she would add, and I was very young, like 5 years old. I had to pitch with a little flip chart. What are the trade-offs, Isabelle? That's huge, because it had me thinking, if I spend more time here, even if a decision is good, like for me to move from Yaletown, 700 square foot, to here, it's amazing. And life was changed and it was all in what I wanted to do and then some. And there was trade-offs. There was freedom trade-offs. There was a lot of trade-offs. Yeah. So when you're able to look at what you want and what you don't want, and you're able to look at the pros and cons, this is norm, right? Pros and cons.
Yeah.
But if you're able to look at what are the risks of saying yes, what are the costs of saying no? So I learned to say to my mom, the risk of you saying yes is this. the cost of me not doing this is this, and that. She was able to see that I had put thought into this, and that I had thought about, I had discernment around how this was going to affect the other pieces. And most importantly, I was able to find the right positioning to get a hell yes. And this is what we help our clients do. We help our clients position themselves so their ideal clients say, where the hell have you been all my life? Right?
Oh, beautiful. That is so fun and so wonderful. And I love your energy. And it's no wonder you're so good at what you do, since you've been doing this since you were 5.
I know. And it's still challenging, and I still work at it, because a lot of people say to me, yeah, but Isabelle, like speaking, you know, there's challenge for me in speaking. The lead up, I love speaking. The lead up to speaking on a big stage is detrimental to my health. And people go, yeah, but for you, it's easy. No, I work at it. Everything I teach, I work at, I fail at, and I succeed at regularly.
Yeah, it's a process. It's a process. And that persistent approach, that consistent evaluation, and what's working, what's not working, and what do I really commit to?
Yeah.
What's the outcome I'm really committed to? And then what are all the different ways that I can get there? I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I really appreciate the difference that you're making. We were talking a little bit earlier, and you very generously offered a really helpful gift to all of our viewers and listeners. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, you bet. I've created this masterclass. It's a 90-minute masterclass that is entitled Get Paid Well for Your Genius. And I share what needs to happen in order to be positioned to win in today's economy. So I share 3 warning signs that your small business might not be set up to thrive in today's economy. And then, of course, I share how to fix that, because how cruel of me would it be not fix that. It's full of energy. You're going to learn key strategies that are actually easy to implement. If you implement at least one thing, just even one thing out of this masterclass, you will see a difference in your business. And mainly, I teach a lot in there around what are the key ingredients that are absolutely needed for you to be clear about, and not just be clear about, for you to own. There's one thing to be clear about something, then you got to own it.
Right.
For you to own in order for people to be gravitating towards you, and absolutely would invest more in working with you than they would with anybody else. And that's a start in this masterclass. I share that. And of course, I share a tool afterwards, which you've gone through. You've gone through Build to Rock. I share this tool of Build to Rock, this program of Build to Rock, to really help implement. And it has changed the lives and the businesses of thousands of people. And
including mine. Yeah, really loved the program. I really did. And that's part of the reason why I wanted you on the show, because I found it to be really an important foundation for my business.
Yeah.
I want to be able to communicate really clearly what the abundance journey is all about and how it can transform lives. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate your generosity. One of the things that's a little unique about the Abundance Journey show is we always find a way to support our guests, because it's not just about receiving a wonderful gift from you. It's about us being of service to you in return. So what's something that we could do to support you, Isabelle?
Well, you know what? I'll keep it very simple. Literally, anybody you know that is thinking of being in business or in business already, have them go through this 90-minute masterclass. It is a game changer, and it's absolutely free. And you know what? I've put quite a bit of time and energy creating this, and just that can actually make a big difference in people's lives. And of course, you know, I have a TED Talk. So
2 of them.
2 TED Talks. Yeah. Elaine will give you the link to the TED Talks as well. One on reducing worry, and the other one on increasing units of happiness. Both go very well together.
That's fabulous. Isabelle, I cannot thank you enough for being here with us today. I so appreciate everything that you've shared with us. You're brilliant as usual. And I want everyone to make sure you take time to watch this 90-minute masterclass about how to get paid for your genius, how to get paid well for your genius, because you deserve it.
Yes.
You deserve every abundance in the world, and you have to be willing to receive it in order to experience it. So when someone makes it available to you, step up and welcome it in.
And not only that, but when the teacher shows up, it's usually because the student is ready. So
very true. Very true. That's absolutely true. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you in the next episode.
Rock on.
Okay, it's that time. You've got to activate abundance. It all starts with a celebration. It all starts with getting into that, yeah, baby energy. And you should be feeling that pretty strongly after our conversation with Isabelle. Isn't she amazing? She's one of these can-do, high-energy people, no nonsense. She tells it like it is and just cuts to the chase. And I love that about her. I love that kind of energy. It's very invigorating and inspiring and empowering, which is a great place to start. Okay, we got our energy. Second step, let's acknowledge something that we really appreciate about what Isabelle just had to say, because I loved her level of clarity. She was very, very clear that the biggest barrier she had was focusing on all the things she didn't want, all the things that were not working, all the things that were a problem. Because obviously that's a place where you can start, you can identify, it's really easy to see the problems, right? But where she had a transformation was when she stopped focusing on what she didn't want and instead focused on what she did want. That is a huge shift. And it's what I talk about in my TED Talk, that abundance is a choice. Big concept, focus on what is working and what you do want. Loved that when she mentioned that. And I super appreciate it, because I've experienced that in my own life, and I still do. There are still times when I knee-jerk go to that space. And all that is for me now is it's like the divine with one of those bells that you would see at a counter when you entered and there was nobody there, and you bang on the bell and then somebody comes in from the back room to help you. To me, whenever I get that sensation, that's just a reminder from the divine going, hello, hello, time to connect. It's not all about you, honey. You got a partner here. So let's get on board. And I so appreciate her providing that perspective, that focusing on what you want makes all the difference in the world. So when we're ready to activate, we're ready to take a step and do something different. I have not seen Isabelle's free gift yet. I did her program, but I haven't seen her 90-minute training about how to get paid for your genius. So I am definitely going to watch that. I'm going to share it on social media, and I'm going to encourage everybody I know to take the time to watch it, because she is truly insightful and brilliant. And I know I'm going to learn something really, really useful from that 90-minute training. So that's how we celebrate, acknowledge, appreciate, and activate abundance. I'm so glad you joined me today. I'll see you next time. Watch my TED Talk, Abundance is a Choice. You can visit theabundancejourney.com to find the link and discover how you can receive a special gift. You are a blessing, and you are blessed.